American Nightmare. Okay. So, story mode, continue story. Okay, so we had... The lady had collected all the stuff for us. Except one piece, which I think ended up that way. We're still gonna do some exploring. So that's that. That's shoot. Thought there was a run button. That's flare. It's been a little while. Is there no run button? I guess not. But I wanted to come over here and check. Yeah, see, there's a manuscript page right there. Is our interact button? B. Okay. Manuscript. Emma Sloan.
With all the herbs, crystals, and the rest of her New Age paraphernalia, Emma Sloan had been called a hippie and a freak and worse. It was that small-town mentality. She was a female mechanic, and even in 2011, there were always going to be backward shit-kickers who thought that was a hoot. She didn't mind. She could deal. She could take any engine apart, even the new ones with all the computers in them. Turned out that these boys were awful polite while waiting for her to put them back together.
You tell them. Alright, can we get in here? No, because the keys to the motel are right there, so... Okay. Oof. Don't know what they're guarding, but... Could have swore there was a run button. Oh, we can switch shoulders. I didn't even realize that. There's something over there. Oh, there's a run button. Okay. Okay. So let's go... It wants us to go over there to the mine. I'm gonna go... to the left first. Look at that splitting up like that. Where'd your friend go? Alright, let's get into this. No, the crossbows are like a one-shot kill. We're gonna hit the save point, a quick save here. We know that there's a page in here now, I think. Yeah, right there. We don't have the keys. So, let's go over here, make sure there's not a page on this side. And then we'll go to the mine. Oh, there's a page over here. The reason why the pages are important is, one, it's our story, but also, this helps us unlock things. The splitter.
Some of the Taken aren't protected by the darkness like their comrades. Instead, their aversion to light is so extreme that they literally split into two when they encounter strong light. It leaves the two halves weaker, but of course, there's strength in numbers. It's a disturbing development. The dark presence I faced 2 years ago was powerful, but it didn't have much in the way of imagination. Clearly, the same cannot be said of Mr.
Oh yeah, every time we say Mr. Scratch, it does that. Okay, so we're missing Wake's friend, and Night Springs, Arizona, and then all of those. My guess is there's probably going to be at least one more cycle. Because games usually work in threes. I don't know when that got established, but it goes like way back. But like it's always like, oh, you gotta kill the boss 3 hits. Oh, you gotta do this thing 3 times. Yeah. Again, I'm not sure when that came into being, but okay. It's just one of the facts of game design at this point. Is that things come in threes. Get in here? No. Just again, I'm just trying to make sure we don't miss any pages out, because it does unlock more weapons for us, but it also gives us cool story bits. Okay. So now we need to go this way. This is going to be a new area. We haven't done this before. I see a page over there. I hear monsters too. Okay, if I throw that, I'll take you 2 out. Oh no, I forgot that it doesn't take them out in this one. It just gets their adversity to light broken. Okay, let's see what we got here. We jump. Night Springs, Arizona.
Night Springs is in Arizona, although not for long. It's in Arizona because whatever the town that has become Night Springs is really called is located near one of the thin, worn places in the world where dreams and reality flow together and life is always a little strange. Perfect analogy for Night Springs. I can't return to the real world. I've tried, but I'm operating on dream logic, forcing the door open a crack so I can slip through. I can enter the strange little town of Night Springs. All I did was put it in Arizona for one night.
Okay. So, okay, that answered a question that I had, which was, are we still in the darkness, essentially? And it looks like the answer to that is yes. Okay. I'm glad he answered that. Heard a snake. So basically, he can use Night Springs as a way to like get into the physical world for a little bit of a like just a sliver of time, and then he's back into the darkness. Okay, it wants us to go that way. I'm gonna go this way instead. Just make sure we don't miss out on any pages. Oh yeah, the spiders. Also, high jump scare. This is the battery. We're gonna get jumped by spiders.
Now I just need her to charge this up.
But the spiders, they just die to the light. But you can also, I think, just shoot the dang things and they just explode. So. Waiting for a big one to meet us outside this cave. And it's a bunch of little ones. Okay, I think we can just do this, can't we? I don't know. Not too bad. We will need to ammo up once we talk to Emma. But, Yeah, and then I'm guessing she'll tell us the keys are in the diner. Which we'll have to go to the diner, and then we gotta use the keys, because there's 3 rooms. One room is the one we're supposed to go into, and the other 2 had pages. Oh, more spiders, great. Ooh, more flares. Pick up flare. Thank you. Okay, before we talk to Emma, let's go... Let's refill. Grab that stuff. Go ahead and pop that in there. Hello, Emma. We need you to recharge the battery.
Okay, I'll charge it. Here. Try not to get killed.
Okay, and then we got to go to the oil field, but this is lit up.
Okay, people, it's Eddie Rodman here with a few hours to kill, and there's nobody I'd rather spend them with. Nobody else in the whole world. Oh boy, that'll land me in hot water when I get back home, won't it? Well, just in case my wife is listening, and you always are, aren't you, baby? Let me tell you, you are the exception, honey, and the prettiest lady I ever saw to boot. But I'd really like to spend some quality time with you listeners, because, well, tonight's one of those nights. You're sitting in the studio and you kind of forget how long it's been or what day it is. You just sit here and go through the motions. You might as well have been here forever. You keep talking, but you don't even know what you're saying. It's like you're on automatic. You can't stop the ride and get off. It's times like these that I really wish that somebody would just call in and relieve my boredom. How about it? Anybody? Come on now, help a fella out. Our lines are open.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna run through this. Let's save. Gotta go up to the oil field. Oh, not the birds. I actually kind of like these guys. They're very cool. Like the fact that they like break into birds and stuff, and then they like respawn into like people. It's just such a cool mechanic. It's way better than possessing objects and throwing them at you. Oh, is that a page? Or is that just a hole you can look through? Okay. Alright. So we have to like turn the valve on, put the battery in, like there's like 4 steps we have to do. That was a little messy, but we got it. We're also
Here we go again. Better get ready to run.
Gonna switch to the crossbow. Okay, so we gotta put check manuscript. Wheels in place, oil was flowing. Battery was attached, the lights were blinking, and then the radio is over there. Don't remember where did we attach the battery at? Over here, right? Hold on, there's... Oh, it's crossbow ammo. Okay. Alright, and then battery. There we go. And then the satellite comes down. Exit the destruction. That's why I wanted to do the crossbow.
She'll be in trouble. Better hurry.
And then she gets attacked. That's because she didn't listen to us last time. But now she remembers, so maybe she won't be attacked?
Emma!
Oh.
I knew something bad was gonna happen to me! This is not the bad thing! Nothing!
Flashbang. Take that.
How many more of these guys are there? Keep your head down!
Oh yeah, these are the splitting guys. You gotta shine your light on them until they split, and then... How do we... What's the button for... How do I switch weapons again? Oh, arrows. Oh, Jesus, how'd you get behind me? I might die here. Just because we ran out of ammo. There we go. Oof. We probably made just a run for the ammo thing over here.
It's okay! It's safe now!
I got a really bad feeling about all of this.
I'm gonna need those keys to the diner now. There's a motel key there that I have to get.
Oh, hey, you don't have to do that. I have the motel master key. I work for the same company, you know. What's at the motel?
Well, there's a dead guy. He's got something I need to get into the Mount Redtooth Observatory.
God, that's awful. Hey, you wanted to know about the guy who looked like you, didn't you?
The last time you said he had a party, but you didn't go.
No, that's not true. I did go. It was really great at first, and then... I didn't see it myself, but I hear he turned nasty. He hurt a bunch of guys pretty bad, and there was this girl, she died. But I didn't hear about that until afterwards. I thought that he was so charming.
And then he went to the diner.
That's right. I wasn't involved with that at all. I don't know what happened.
Fine. I need to check out these motel rooms. In the meantime, you stay here, okay? I'm serious. Keep the lights on and stay here.
Yeah, okay. You got it. I sure hope you're right about this.
You're gonna stay here this time, right?
Because the last time I didn't, and that thing, whatever it is, happened to me.
Yeah. I don't want you to get hurt again.
Don't worry, I'm gonna stay put. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I learned my lesson.
Good. It doesn't have to happen exactly the same way this time around. You proved that much when you went out and got those things for me. I think you're gonna be okay.
Let's hope you're right.
Okay. What was this? Nail gun. Alright. So, she gave us the key.
This wasn't supposed to happen again!
Okay, so regardless of whether she gives you the motel key or the diner key, she still gets got by the shadow. Okay, let's grab this. Wake's
Alice
friends.
and Barry, my wife and my best friend, are easily the two most important people in my life. And they've never really gotten along with each other. I suppose both of them resent the other's intrusions into what they considered their domain. After I was gone, they maintained an uneasy truce, My book stayed in print, still selling. The licensing machine churned away. She was my wife and controlled the intellectual property. He was my agent and took care of the business. I wish they found more common ground than that.
Okay. I didn't realize she had so much, yeah, we're definitely doing a third route of this. Okay, if I remember correctly, this room was the room where the body was. Yeah. So I want to go check the other room. Remember which room it was. Was it over here? I think it was up here. I think it's one of these rooms. Just want to double check. Flare gun ammo, that's fine. Okay. Doors don't do that. We've refilled the ammo. Only thing we're missing is health, but I think once we see the body in here, we go to the observatory, so it doesn't really matter.
It's said that nobody knows what the future might bring, but for this man, it's no longer entirely true. A weaker man might simply give up, but the champion of light is an expert on destiny. Sometimes the puppet and puppeteer can be one and the same.
Okay. And then we go up to the observatory.
Mount Redtooth, its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
Okay. So we need to make sure...
As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
Okay. So there's a page here-ish. Yeah, it's right there on the fire truck. Okay, let's get a little bit of room. Oh yeah, I forgot we have grenadiers now. Okay, what is this page? Success.
As a storyteller, my first real love was crime. And it was in that genre that I finished my first novel, starring the perpetually miserable Alex Casey, whose entire life was a wound that never healed. The books sold as fast as they hit the shelves. I wrote 5 more Alex Casey books, and they all were bestsellers. I became rich. I became famous. Success brought pressure, and I didn't handle it very well.
Yeah, we know about that. Okay, there was another page, like, right over here. Yeah. There's also an ammo resupply. Tumbleweed. So let's resupply and grab this page. Dr. Meadows.
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
Okay. So we still need to explore, so what I'm going to do, well, we'll have to do the valves and stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap around the long way anyways, because we know her car is, like, parked over there. But... there you go. There we go. But again, I want to grab as many manuscripts as I can. Oh, that was a fail on my part. You know what? I'm gonna try flare gun. I don't think we've tried the flare gun this whole. Okay, so that is a kill for anybody in the area, and it stays a little bit longer, which is different. That's not how it used to work. Well, it had like a little bit of. Okay, can you hit the guy with the bullets, please? Thank you. Okay. Alright, I'm not seeing any pages over here. There might be some back here. Okay, there is one over here. Let's see what we got. Lost in the dark
After my
place.
disappearance, they thought I was dead. I might as well have been. I know it's been 2 years. I know Alice has moved on. I've tried to find a way back to her, back to my life, but escaping the dark place is almost impossible. Time does strange things here, but dreams and radio signals can pierce the veil between the worlds. I catch glimpses and echoes of the world. Sometimes I send messages out. I can only pray that they hear them.
Okay. Dark place. So that's what this is called. Wanted to double check that. So yeah. I'm very curious what Alan Wake 2 is going to be about. Like, does he finally get out of the dark place? Because we know, well, I know from Control that people know about what's happening here. There's a page over there. There's also a page over here. We'll do that in just a second. We've got to go up that way anyways. But because if I've played Control, we didn't play it on stream. I played it on my own. And I really like Control. We'll probably do a playthrough because it's been so long since I've, excuse me, actually played it. But there's a DLC specifically about Alan Wake, and I know that there's some sort of like information on Night Springs. There's information on I think the hotel that we're coming from, or the motel that we're coming from. There's information on Dark Place, and whatever that Spring Falls or whatever, the place where the fight from the first game took place. I know all of that has some references in Control, so okay, we'll read that in just a second. Okay. Do that, just okay, do we have enough pages for this now? Hunting rifle. Let's try this out. It's probably a pretty powerful thing, but it has a clip, which is good for us. Okay. So we got to get the imaging array. I'm guessing it's not going to be here. There's also a page over here. Okay, so we got 2 pages we need to listen to.
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged, almost unreal. Despite that, the air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end, but it wasn't over yet.
Okay, that's 1 page.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
Okay. And now this one.
There are places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
Okay, so that is a setup to how control works, which is interesting. So they are doing a bit of explanation. Okay. Grab that, because we'll need it. Okay, and there were two manuscripts up at the top, I believe. I'm gonna circle back around down here to refill ammo, and then we'll go up. I was gonna say, then we'll go up that way, but... Okay, so it's a two-shot on these guys, which isn't bad. Come on, then. Stop being birds. Nice. Okay, so it's a little slow, but it's a two-shot. But I think it carries the same amount of ammo as the crossbow. So I'm not sure why you would take this over the crossbow. Maybe because the reload's faster? And it doesn't have to reload after every shot? Yeah, I guess so. Alright. So let's grab the two manuscripts that are up here. And then we can put the lens in, we defend the lens, and then we'll go to the drive-in and do that stuff, and then probably reset one last time at the very least. Oop. Okay. I think there was a page over there and a page over there. Oof, nice dodge. Nice try. Okay. We're gonna switch for the carbine rifle. It just fires faster. Okay, what is this? Nature of stories.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
One interesting thing we've seen, too, is in the first game, every manuscript page that we wrote was a prediction of the future, essentially. We were writing the story and then finding it out as we were going. These seem to be, like, stream of consciousness kind of things. So it's less Alan being like, and then I fought the two crow men at the top of the tower. You know, it's more like... Ah, we don't have enough pages. And it's more like just his stream of consciousness.
May well be the tool the darkness favors over
like
any
this.
other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
Okay, what's that? 40. No, okay. So we'll have to go to our third rotation before we can open that one. Okay, just double checking behind it. Because we'll have to go to each one and still do the pipes, I think. Because the coolant for the moving of the thing. Basically, grabbing the camera just allows us to not have to, like, run out, grab the camera, come back, then do the coolant. So...
No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
Thanks.
Okay. Last time we saw this, we got a Mr. Scratch video. Yeah, here he is.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that. Like this. Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style. Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs. I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff. Okay, now, guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet? I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Okay.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed.
Okay. I'm gonna use this ammo thing because it takes some time for it to regenerate, so...
I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Okay, let's go talk to the doctor.
Hello.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I seem to remember having had this encounter before.
It's not deja vu, Doctor. This has happened before. We're caught in a time loop.
That's utterly insane. How could that be?
I can't really explain it. I suppose I could call it magic.
I don't believe in magic.
Neither do I, but I can't argue with what I've experienced. Listen, what matters now is the signal. The last time we only caught a part of it. I need the rest of it. Whether you believe me or not, you want to look into this as much as I do, right?
Yes. All right.
I realize that you have trouble believing this.
That's an understatement. I can't deny that what you say resonates with me on some level I don't pretend to understand. But for all I know, I'm simply delusional.
But it's not just you. I've experienced the same thing as you. Doesn't that prove something, at least?
Maybe. On the other hand, given your appearance, and the fact that you're trying to convince me that I'm not insane, perhaps you're merely a hallucination that accompanies my delusions.
You're not having a psychotic episode, Doctor. For what it's worth, I'm a skeptic by nature. I completely understand your reluctance to believe me.
There are people caught so deep in their psychosis that they retroactively manufacture memories and beliefs that conform to the situation at hand.
Sure, but you have to stop second-guessing yourself at some point, if you want to get something done.
Okay. Alright, so now we need to secure the primary pipes. So at least it, like... So the looping mechanic isn't exactly the same. There's story beats we still have to hit. But... I don't think this is too egregious, because they could very easily been like, yeah, do everything exactly the same all over again. But... Okay, so secure the primary pipes. Can we jump this? No, okay. Say. Oof. Threw that right in that dude's face. Yeah, the carbine's just better. It takes 2 shots with the same as the hunting rifle, but it's a lot faster. Okay, primary pipe secure, I guess.
These beams hate the light, am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way.
Doctor, can you hear me? I think we're good to go.
All right. I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
We're gonna have to fight a truck? That would be a yes.
I guess they didn't like that.
Okay, let's refill our ammo. Interesting. So, why can't we go out here? We can. We just can't go that way. Alright, up this way.
Damn mountain's trying to kill me.
Go. Nice. It's knocking out the safety lights. Ah. There we go. Should be an ammo refill over here. Bird. Okay. Is the ammo refill in here? Where's this ammo refill? Oh, we can't. Okay. I think we have to defend this still, right?
It's working. Please, come up here.
Hey, Zwex. We're doing well. How are you doing? Just working through some Alan Wake's American Nightmare.
You find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is.
Trying to get settled
You
back.
seem
A
to
lot
be
of
quite
paperwork and
adept
things
at
to
dealing
slog
with the
through. Otherwise,
situation.
it's okay.
Why is
Mayfair.
that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I've fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
Don't look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations.
Oh, Lord. Are we really having this conversation?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Okay. So now we got part 2.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
Okay. Like I said, I think we have one more revolution that we'll have to go through. So I don't think it ends here.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
It's probably not. Just making sure we don't miss out on any pages.
Serena's probably out of her mind again. But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on.
Okay, so there's a page here. Dangers of creation.
To change the world, you must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's a genuine act of creation. That's what the energies of the dark place respond to. The results may be subtle and perplexing, or far-ranging and momentous. My area of expertise, the written word, gives much more precise results than music or interpretive dance would, for instance. But words can be extremely dangerous. What you define may become reality, but so can that which you imply, even if you don't realize you're doing so.
Okay, so that's what we just told the doctor.
You again?
I'm really just here to get the keys so I can get the power back on.
Do you want to hold me down? It's okay. I know you like that.
Yeah, I'll just grab the keys.
I could be like your wife. Little wifey. Waiting at home for hubby. Or you could be the mailman. Or the neighbor.
I'm already married to someone who isn't crazy, thanks. I'm just gonna go and get the power back on.
Aww.
I don't...
Look, I may or may not be back. I have the access code to the booth already, so once the power is on...
You should totally come see me. We could have fun. You know.
We'll see how it goes. You should sit down or something. Try to
I
stay
don't like
calm.
how he interacts with this character. Like, calling her crazy is not...
I want to be nasty with you.
is not beneficial because...
You could do anything you want. You can use my...
Let's not even go there. I was hoping that you'd remember more, but I guess that was too much to ask.
Like, she's got the darkness overpowering her, but in her... Like, for her, the darkness is... also, like, it's physical, but it's also metaphysical, right? It's emotional darkness. Because she was mistreated by Scratch.
The weather, but I see we have a caller. Hey, you're on the air with Eddie. What's up?
Hey, Eddie, it's Ricky. You talked about fate before. You think about that a lot?
Not a lot, to be honest, but I take it you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any conclusions you'd care to share, Ricky?
Well, we've got free will, right? That's in the Bible and everything.
Yeah, right, sure.
So free will, right? Am I right? I mean, if we can do what we want, how can there be fate? I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen next, so there's no fate. There's just people doing stuff.
Well, I don't know, Ricky. I don't suppose you have considered the possibility that we're all here in the service of a greater purpose, incomprehensible to us,
and that what we take to be freedom is nothing more than the move of a pawn on some cosmic chessboard, limited in scope, subject to the whims of unseen players,
existing only for their entertainment.
Or perhaps we're just a twisted reflection of actual events that can happen elsewhere. Could it be that such is life in Night Springs?
Dude, what?
Food for thought, Ricky. Food for thought.
Interesting. Okay, so the voice changed there from our normal radio guy to the narrator of Night Springs. So that's a very interesting thing. So that means the realities are kind of blending together, I think. Let's go check over at the souvenir place. Just to see if there's any pages. Okay, this is where the crossbow is. I think I'm gonna stick with a carbine for now. Go.
I have changed. I know who I am now. I know that I can write my own fate. Bright Falls taught me that. I know that indulging my weaknesses, giving in to fear and complacency will only drag me down. The dark place taught me that. I'm no Zen master. I've not attained enlightenment. But I have learned to let go of the things that I don't need. I know that without that balance within, I become my own worst enemy. Now I strive for equilibrium, and with that, I'm strong enough to get where I want.
Interesting. Okay. This box. Sawed-off shotgun. Oh, sure. We'll try out the sawed-off shotgun. Oh, that's not the gun I thought I was going to replace. Okay, let's go over here, because I think there was a page back in this little alcove over here before. But yeah, it's interesting seeing the switch in the manuscript kind of like dictation, that it's like less about I entered the room, a chair flew across, like it's less telling us what happened or what is going to happen, and more about his thoughts with him existing in the dark place now. Okay. Which is interesting. Because I was wondering, I was like, are they going to keep with that? Okay, so we can fire very quickly and we reload very quickly on this thing. So yeah, it just makes me more interested for Alan Wake 2, because I feel like Alan Wake 2 is like, how do you pull this off with a modern, like, gaming sensibilities? I'll let that restore. Oh wow, one shotgun blast that close takes out a big guy. So I'm very curious how that's gonna work, because these manuscripts are definitely important to how Alan Wake works. The doppelganger?
It's obvious that for all his power, Mr. is an agent of another greater being. The dark place he came from is full of terrible alien intelligences, dark presences, and none of them should be let loose in our world. He serves one of them. He'll open the way for them if I don't stop him. But he'll do more. He'll take over my life. He already has my face. He already uses my name. He'll become Alan Wake in every way imaginable and corrupt everything, unless I can stop him.
But yeah, I'm very, very curious how they're gonna do it. And I really did love Control, so I feel like coming off of Control, they could really do some really cool stuff with Alan Wake 2. So I'm very hopeful that once we get to that game, that it's gonna be just absolutely breathtaking, is the hope. I've heard nothing but good things. I know people really, really enjoyed it. So I'm excited. I'm just hydrated, but I'll do another one. There you go. At some point I need to refill my water, but I'll get a TV here. We'll see what Scratch has to say in just a second. Usually the TVs are Scratch or Night Springs. Okay, it's Scratch. Who's that?
I want to talk about Alice.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Just look at her. She's really beautiful, isn't she? Your wife. Well, our wife, really. Just my wife soon. Don't worry. I'm not gonna treat her like the others. She's special. If I wanted her dead, she would be. I've been around for a while now. So talented. You haven't seen her new work, of course. Oh, it takes my breath away. Really, she's that good. Did you know that I've got a wedding ring, too? We're that similar. She's seen me a couple times, you know? I've let her catch glimpses. She thinks she's imagining things, of course. She thinks you're dead. It might as well be. I mean, even if you manage to keep surviving, you'll be in my trap forever. So I'll go to her. It'll be an amazing moment. Oh my God, you're alive. I'll be the good, loving husband for as long as I can stand it. She'll love it. And then, one day, somehow, it'll happen. Maybe I'll slip up, she spots something, or maybe she just starts running her mouth. And then, I'll do it. It's gonna be sweet. My darling wife.
Okay. But, also, the actor that plays, like, Alan Wake, the real-life Alan Wake, the one that it's obviously modeled after, does a fantastic job of the acting. Like, even in the first game, when there was the videos of, yeah, I know there'd be a page out here. When there's just the videos of him being locked in that room, it was just he was just really, really well done.
I have created the weapon that can put an end to this. A blueprint to a new reality. All I have to do is survive long enough to use it. My arrival from the dark place will be painful and difficult. These pages may be lost. But one way or another, I'll send the parts I really need to myself. If I make it outside, I have a chance. Mr. is more powerful than I am, but he can't change the rules in the middle of the game. He's not a creator. I am.
But he really shows his acting chops with the Mr. Scratch segments. His ability to be this, like, conniving, like, serpent of a person, while we hear him being, like, trying his best to fight off all the darkness as, you know, the actual Alan Wake. It's just so good. So good. Because that's the thing, like, I'm a big sucker for FMV stuff, which is kind of what these videos are. They're just FMV stuff. But, Mr. Scratch's trap.
The trap Mr. is set for me is as simple as it is impossible. Whenever I reach him, he sends me back to the beginning of the maze. It's a loop in time. I go through it only to end up where I started. There's a brutal genius to it. If I die, it's over for me. If I survive, I end up where I started. Sooner or later, the odds will catch up with me. And in the meantime, he gets to toy with me. But that's why I have a chance. He's caught in this pattern just as much as I am. I know where he'll be, and I'm prepared.
But, yeah, I really like the actor for this. I think he does a fantastic job of not only being Alan Wake as a voice, but also Alan Wake on the TV, and also Mr. Scratch. Like, that's why I'm so excited for Alan Wake 2. Is because I feel like it's just going to be the fruition of this this actor just absolutely killing a role that he definitely seems to enjoy. I feel like there's some, like, genuine fun he's having, especially in the Mr. Scratch segments. I'm not saying he's like a sociopath or anything, but, like, just the fact that he just you can tell that, like, he's enjoying the kind of dichotomy of being this, like, good, loving, caring person that that we interact with most of the game, and then just having those segments of like, no, he's like literally like a sociopathic serial killing monstrosity from the darkness in Mr. Scratch. So it's just very cool. Because you don't...
hamster in a wheel. Go ahead and keep running for all the good it'll do you.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing you don't really get a lot in gaming, is watching a character be like two people, essentially. Oh, you're not broken. But yeah, that doesn't happen a lot in gaming, but I think this guy, I don't know the actor's name. I know someone's mentioned it before. Ooh, assault rifle. I'll take it. I know someone mentioned it before, but I don't remember what exactly the guy's name is, but I think he does a fantastic job. Unlock. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we explore. Yeah, I figured there'd be a page somewhere. Okay, so there's a page. It's like in the building, and then there's a page behind the building, like over that way. No, can we go this way? Actually, we can't. I think it's a big part of it when the actor really enjoys what they're doing. It makes it compelling, like the romantic scenes in movies. There's something nonverbal that makes it feel like a better... Yeah, exactly. It's the... Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's the nonverbal stuff, right? It's not the fact that he's not only good at just, like, saying what he needs to do. It's just, like, the motion he makes, the way he stands, the way he kind of, like, hunches over or leans a certain way when he's playing Scratch that makes you, like, uneasy to watch. Like, he nails, like, the nonverbal cues. That is a really good thing to point out, yeah.
The dark place is utterly hostile to human life. It eats at your mind, wants you to succumb to madness. Your own thoughts can turn against you. Every shadow conceals a threat that attacks at the slightest sign of weakness. You're under endless assault. Every day is a struggle for survival. But I've learned to take care of myself. I focus on Alice, our life together, my need to be with her. That takes me a long way in the dark place, as long as I have my gun and the flashlight.
But yeah, that's a really good way of putting it, Zwex. And also, he just has like a really good voice for narration, which is very helpful given that we're, you know, a writer reading these manuscript pages. Okay, let's go in here. Serena Valdivia.
For Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil was more of an exception than a rule. A procrastinator and a perfectionist, she often worked when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight was especially important. The film festival would open tomorrow, and there was still so much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she had completely mastered everything yet.
Okay. Just double checking, make sure we don't miss any pages. We missed like one page outside of the nightmare mode pages in the first game. So I think we did a pretty good job with that. So I'm hoping maybe we can get all the pages in this one. Okay, there's a lot of webs in here, so I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of spiders. Okay, let's open this. So we're going to need to fill up our ammo. Is that a combat shotgun? Pump action, what is this? Pick up the flashbang. Okay. I think I accidentally solved this before. I don't know if the code is the same. Okay, so 2 is flashing. So 2... Oh, okay. There was a light flashing on the panel that I didn't notice before. Okay. These things aren't too bad. Oh, don't step on that. Okay, get to the projector building. This is where I think the building like exploded. Alright, got all the spiders. Do a reload. More spiders. It's not really a reason to, fight the spiders. Except I guess they just keep coming. There we go. Okay. Reload again. Now we gotta get through the electrical stuff. Back the way we came, essentially. Oops, that was close. Okay. Oh, that's not where I thought that lightning was. Wait. It's blocking up this way, but we can't go this way anyways. Did I miss my turn somewhere? Oh, maybe we just go through the front gates? We did. Okay.
If you die,
Hi,
you
Scratch.
lose. If you quit, you lose. If you make it to the end of the loop, you still lose. Sucker.
Okay. Let's do this. Just to keep them away from us. Yeah, so this R ripple is not high damaging, but it allows you to put rounds down range very quickly. I think I'm gonna switch to my shotgun. Alright. Another Mr. Scratch video on the projector. Let's say we need to refill ammo and get to the projection booth. Don't we have to, like, yeah, we have to destroy the dark fountain. That's what it was. Refill. The trick with the dark fountain is we just like flashlight and flare, and then the fountains basically go away. Although we could try a flare gun since it stands out a little bit, or stays out. Yeah, like that. Okay. So flare gun is immediately a destroyer of the fountains, which is good. So that saves us time. Yeah, because unlike the first game, the flares here stay a little bit longer and give off more light than they did in the first game. So like when you fire it, it doesn't just do the explosion and leave, it stays there for a while. And then when you can keep like firing at stuff. Plus we haven't really used the flare gun that much. So I figured might as well give it a few shots. Access code we already have.
The Champion of Light knows that the time itself is about to end. At least for him. He can feel the dead end rushing towards him. But there is time to act. Incomplete or not, he has the weapon.
It was late at night.
The whole thing, but maybe it's enough.
Late at night would be that. And then it's August, right? Summer was almost over. Yep. And then there's a film noir poster visible and a spotlight illuminated the red fire extinguisher. Oh, that was new. I don't remember illuminating a fire extinguisher. That's different. Film noir poster. Ah, this one. Oh, this was different too. I don't think we changed that. A Gift of Thorns by Alex Casey. Okay, so that sequence, other than the date and the time, is different. So we'll have one more looped, maybe to add a little bit to that.
You're trying to be cute, aren't you? What are you up to? It's a waste of time, buddy. You should just lie down and die. Let me take over. This is the only thing you've got coming to you. From here to eternity. No matter how many times you come back.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is the last rotation. We'll get the last part of the signal, we'll get the last bits of manuscript, and we'll figure out the last things.
Back on itself. Again, his senses scream as the very impossibility of what is happening assaults them. But the Champion of Light endures.
Okay.
Each time he gets a little closer. Each time another detail falls into place. Now the trap works against the Herald of Darkness.
All right. There's a page around here somewhere. Oh. Oh, this is a new guy.
Holy shit. What are you, the King Hillbilly?
Okay. We're gonna dodge that. Enjoy assault rifle. Okay. We got a big old monster enemy now. That's new. Yeah, see, we've got 4 missing pages, so I'm guessing this is our last cycle around.
Thor and Odin Anderson, old gods of Asgard. I still don't quite know what to make of them. I know they used to be rock stars who modeled their stage personas after Norse gods. I know they're old. I know that in their day they fought the darkness as I do. I know they're demented and insane, ravaged by age and self-abuse. But there's something in them, something powerful that took hold when they were touched by the powers beyond. A thing that goes far beyond just stage names. Something godlike.
Okay. So we might be getting some help from Tor and Odin. That could be cool. They did tell us where, like, the key was in one of their songs, so it would make sense that we might get some information for them from here.
Right on cue, bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors. The emerging monsters do not expect the warm reception that has already been prepared for them.
Oh, we matched the scene already. Interesting. So this third time around, we don't even have to collect the stuff. That's different. It'll still explode and we still have to go to the motel, but... Again, we turned down the music, because, I wasn't sure if it was copyrighted or not, so... Okay, and now we run again. That explodes, and then we go over here. Can you hit the guy in front of me, please? There we go. There we go. Missing all sorts of stuff.
Next stop, saving Emma.
Can we save Emma? That would be quite the feat. Oh, King Hillbilly's back. Okay, you really need to stop throwing things at me. Yeah, there's a page over here, though. Let's grab this page. Old Gods in the Studio.
Getting the Andersons into the recording studio was a struggle and a half. But once they actually picked up the instruments, something happened. They were two old men, and they weren't. They were doddering bags of bone, and they were barely contained power. And there was music. Barry rubbed his hands together. He knew how to pick a winner. Now all they needed was some direction on how to make things a little more modern. Barry had never produced a thing in his life, but he knew what he liked. He knew Balance Slays the Demon was going to be a hit.
Okay, so that is the hint that we got. Because remember he said that he wasn't looking for Zen, but he was looking for balance. That's what Wake said earlier, so...
Is it bad that this time I just went, oh, he's gonna be right along to save my ass?
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
Okay. Where are they? Oh. I thought I dodged that. Where's our bird friend? Come on down, bird friend.
It's clear now.
Okay, there's a page back there.
Yeah, thanks for saving me again. I'd hate to die before I'm scheduled to be murdered.
I guess I have you to thank for setting everything up at the oil derrick.
Yeah, well, I figured that if we were going to go over this again, we might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
I appreciate it. You took a big chance doing that. You okay?
What do you think? I've died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly now. You said I was gonna be okay.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's not your fault. I think one of those, what did you call them? The takers? I think they did something to the power and they got me that way.
I'm sorry.
But I got the keys from the dead guy in that room. And I'm not handing them over until you do something about this. I'm sick of getting killed.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Hold on.
You seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. It didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Good for you.
Plus, I figured I'd take the edge off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Those herbal supplements are pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Herbal supplements. How very, 2000s
I
of you.
wanted to try to explain things to you now since you're calmer, but maybe this isn't the best time after all.
Oh, shit, yeah. Better not get all metaphysical on me now. Seriously, I'm like 2 sentences away from thinking how we could all be like atoms on God's skin or something.
Or figments of somebody's imagination?
Wow. I'm just gonna try to chill out and not think about that or getting murdered or anything, if you're cool with that.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we got a TV and a note. Let's grab the manuscript page first. Emma and Mr.
Emma wasn't
Scratch.
sure exactly when the man arrived at the motel, but from what she could tell, the party started almost immediately. It was infectious, spreading from one room to another. He was mercurial, almost as if he was flickering through the scene, telling a joke here, throwing an insult there, oozing sex and violence and excitement. She had never seen someone like this before. He looked at her and smiled, and she felt her heart flutter a little. She knew he was the kind of man mothers warn their daughters about, but she told herself it didn't matter.
Okay, so we got 2 more pages somewhere in here. Let's see what Mr. Scratch has in store for us here. Hello, Scratch.
So I've been thinking about Barry. I don't know what to do about him yet. I mean, I'm not going to keep him around, that's for sure. Al? Ugh, little parasite. Your best friend. Really? That's the best you can do? I actually kind of like the guy. He's a plucky little butterball. He plays the clown. That's a hard road to take. But I don't need him sticking his fat face in my business.
Even ruder.
Did you know he's been hanging out with the sheriff from that shitty little town? They keep in touch. Barry's about the only guy who insists that you're not dead. How about that? I might keep him alive for a while. Just to see him go to pieces when I fire his ass. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Alright, so let's look around, see if we can find these last 2 pages. Or 2 pages? Yeah, 2 pages. Burying the Old Gods and the Giant. I'm gonna check the mine. Okay, the mine's closed. Might be in the motel, but it also might be at the diner. We're gonna check everywhere. But it's interesting because one thing we're also noticing too is the more we go through these loops. So like on this 3rd loop, we've seen Mr. Scratch get a lot more reserved. He's not like in your face insanity like he was at the start. He's more like okay, you know, I'm thinking about the future, and I'm thinking about these things, and I'm still, you know, insane murdery man, but, like, not as, basically not as active as he was, because when he first started, he was just, like, madness laughing kind of thing. But now he's, like, drinking a scotch or whiskey or whatever, and talking about, like, firing Barry, which is a real interesting, like, change of pace for Mr. Scratch. Because, like, it'd be very easy for him to just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, cut them all up and throw them in a ditch somewhere. But, he's not doing that anymore. Like, he still intends to torture them, but it's more, like, emotional or psychological torture, and less on, like, actual, just pure physical torture. So... Oh, I thought you were broken. So, I don't know. It's interesting seeing that change. In even happening in Mr. Scratch. Is this a flashbang? Yeah. Okay. Says to the securing the fuse. Oh, securing the fuse box. What fuse box? Is it behind the building? Okay, let's go check the other buildings and stuff. There's also... Okay, we can't get into those rooms. Is there a page in there? No page in there. She said she already grabbed the key. That's locked now. I don't know why my voice is going. That's kind of crazy. Okay, and the last door to check was up here. There is a page in this room. Because, or at least it looks like, is it in this room, or, yeah, it's right, no, that's a flare gun. The map says there's a page, but it looks like it might be behind this. Yeah, it's up there on the table. Okay, that's different. We haven't found a page up here before. The giant. Okay, so all we're missing is Barry and the old gods.
Darkness twist flesh into new shapes before. But encountering these giants is an extremely disturbing experience. It's as if the genre has been switched on me. There's something out of Pulp Fiction. Twice as tall as normal men and stronger than forklifts. Their lumbering gait and slow-witted demeanor brings to mind some kind of mean-spirited caricature of a feeble-minded hillbilly.
Okay. So we need one more page. I'm gonna go check near the diner. And see. One, can we even get in the diner? No. Interesting. I don't know where this last page is. Unless it's somewhere near the, like, burning oil stuff. Like somewhere over here. Okay. My bad. So it's not up there.
Is it bad that this time I just went, oh, he's gonna be right along to save my ass?
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Ah. Wait, I think I just saw the page. No, this is already a page we got. Never mind. Okay. I forget that it keeps track of your pages, but it respawns them from your last point. So... yeah, I don't know where this last page is. Okay. Oh, maybe it's on the satellite? That'd be kind of cute. Nope. Alright, so let's talk to Emma.
Yeah.
You seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. It didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Okay, secure the fuse box. Oh, this thing. Okay. Alright, fuse box secured, but there's a light above it. Okay, so that'll be saving Emma. Where would this last page be? I don't want to miss it, but I'm just not sure. Hold on, let me look this up. Barry and the old guy. Ah, okay. Apparently it's a little out of the way, based on what I just read. They said across from the diner there's a little dirt path you can run, and it's over there. There it is. Thank you, Internet.
The Anderson brothers should probably have been in a facility somewhere, despite their tendency to escape from such places. It could be argued that they had no business being on tour, considering their condition. Their lives mostly revolved around the laundry list of ailments and their endless quest for liquor. But Barry Wheeler managed them now. And whatever else they might say about Barry, he knew how to make things happen. And honestly, it wasn't like the Andersons were the most difficult clients he ever had.
Okay. Alright, so that is all the pages at the rest stop. Oh, okay. It took me a little while. I was like, I never thought of this as a rest stop. I thought of this as a motel with a diner. The guy, we read a thing about the doctor rushing to the observatory to meet Michael. And it's saying like, oh, but Michael stopped at that rest stop. They're talking about the guy who's dead in here. The guy who died in here is named Michael. That's why he's got the keys to the observatory. I was like, who's Michael? We never met a Michael. That's what happened. Okay, I see now.
Okay, I really don't think they can get to the power now.
Thank you. That's a relief. Here's the keys that you needed.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, at the diner, I went there with him. The guy who looks like you, okay? I know I said that I didn't.
Yeah, I figured. Want to talk about what happened at the diner?
There was this guy from the observatory, and he just attacked the poor dude, smashed his face into the tabletop a bunch of times. It was horrible. I didn't know that he was gonna do that. I swear. and I just ran. I just left him there. I didn't even try to help.
There was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault.
Well, he's dead in that motel room now, so excuse me if I feel pretty shitty about it anyway.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call the cops. I'm such a coward.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead. You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest. I just feel so guilty about it, especially because I didn't pick up on any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
I guess.
What's the deal with this guy anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
I guess all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world. Listen, I need to get going.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now, I hope.
Good luck. If it all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
I mean, it wasn't really her choice to begin with, because she tried that last time, and they took out the fuse box. So, first time she didn't listen. Second time she tried to listen, and it didn't work out for her. So, hopefully, this time, she'll get to survive. But... just making sure we grab the thing. Oh, wait, there's another page? Oh, it's the page that we already have. Also, I don't think we listened to that radio. Yeah, it's a page we already have. Because we have all the pages for this area, so... What did this radio say? Let's see. Did we listen to this?
Well, art lovers, are you feeling neglected? You shouldn't. You know Eddie Rodman's got love for you, which is why I actually hauled myself out of bed before noon, just so I could record an interview for your pleasure. Enjoy. Now, as I'm sure you all know, the annual Night Springs Visual Art Show is coming around again, and that's a big deal for all of us that are in the culture business. If you can call it a business. That's a little controversial, I know.
Oh, that's okay. Money makes the world go around, no doubt about it.
And that's one of my guests here at the studio, Serena Valdivia. She's a curator at the Night Springs Gallery of Visual Arts.
Yeah, we know that. She's the lady that's got the darkness.
Here at the old Night Springs Drive-In Theater.
Yeah.
Hello, Eddie. It's great to be here. And let me just say that it's a wonderful venue.
Absolutely. And with her is one of the filmmakers, somebody who's actually primarily known as a renowned photographer, Alice Wake.
Hello.
Now, Alice, I've seen a lot of your work over the years. It's very impressive. My wife's a big fan, actually.
Oh, thank you.
You've gained quite a bit of fame as a photographer, but that's not why you're here, right? You actually have a film. That's a little surprising.
For me, too. I really wouldn't be here at all if it weren't for Serena.
You two are friends, I take it?
Yeah, we move in the same circles. So, about a year ago, I heard about all this footage she'd shot, and I got to see some of it, and then I started pestering her about actually putting it out there, because it was really good. I didn't really want to show it. It felt too personal.
Well, yes, I can understand that. It features your husband, and he's, well...
He's dead.
I thought he was missing.
It's been 2 years. This sounds awful, but yes, I believe he's dead. Otherwise he would have, well, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Well, hold that thought, and we'll be right back.
Interesting. So having Alice actually say he's dead is probably that's a way to shake up Wake there. All right, we grab the keys and then off to chapter 2.
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the champion of light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this.
Okay. Yeah, because he needs the last part of the message. I'm guessing what we're getting is what we have to do in that in the projection booth, because
to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows he will have what he needs.
Because the second time we did it, we changed the poster and put a light on the fire extinguisher, which were 2 steps we didn't do previously. So I'm guessing that's what...
I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
Yeah, about that. I can't even get in there. You gonna let me in? Nope. That guy's just stuck. Oh no, there we go. Oh, I guess I can't go in that gate. Oh, you're... Okay. Oh, we got another big boy.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
Okay, so we'll have to wrap all the way around if we want to check the other places. Oh, that big guy just disappeared. Okay, so if we want to check the second half, we're gonna have to wrap around, which is fine. So she took care of the imagery, and we took care of the coolant. You know, this is not as egregious, because I remember people mentioning that they really didn't like this looping mechanic. And I don't think this is as egregious as it sounds, because it's not like we're doing the same exact thing 3 times. Each time it's slightly different. And it doesn't waste your time, right? It's telling you, hey, we know you already did this 2 other times, so... Like, I don't know. Because like I said, I remember people talking about American Nightmare, or, yeah, being like one of their least favorite DLCs because of the repeating thing. But, I don't know. I don't mind it. I think it's handled well. Okay, so how much do we need? We need 3 pages. Everything is as real as everything else.
The act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely. Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is as real as everything else. You learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
Who created whom? It's whom as an object. Anyways, that's not always the case. Sometimes you can use whom when it's not an object, but usually if it's an object of a sentence, you use whom. A little bit of English there for you. Okay. You don't want us going that way. Okay. Hi. Oh, I try to dodge these charges. I think I'm just... That was cool. Dude did like a triple backflip. I hear you. There you are. Okay, can we open this now? Combat shotgun. We can't. Give me that combat shotgun. Heck yeah. Okay. So we want to make sure we get these,
The film noir poster reminded me of Alex Casey.
Okay, we didn't listen to this
cool
before.
Exterior never cracking even with the gun pointed in his face. In the back room, all the lights had been turned off, except for the lone spotlight which illuminated the bright red fire extinguisher on the wall.
Yeah, okay, so that's the piece that we got before. Yeah, so we're missing 2 pages, and the last one's the last fragment, which is what we get from the machine. So technically, we're only missing 1 page. Okay, not going in that way, I guess. Oh, you're the duplicating guy. Oh, this combat shotgun feels so good to use, dude. Just go ahead and get rid of that. Alright, let's see if we can find this last page. Yep, it's right over here. That's what I thought. Okay. Dr. Meadows and Mr. Scratch.
The man before Dr. Meadows was handsome and slick. He moved with lazy confidence and didn't bother to pretend that he wasn't staring at her. She didn't mind, at first. Then the man flicked open the knife and shoved her out of the control room so she wouldn't hear the signal, whatever it was. Outside, she pulled her lab coat closed and thought about running. She didn't. She didn't think she'd get very far. Not from him. She never was entirely sure why he spared her.
Okay. Okay, so we don't really need to explore anymore because the last page is the fragment. Plus, about to say, I'm guessing they're gonna block this path from us. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this one after we get finished with it, which I'm guessing is gonna be quite soon. What was over here? This was the hunting rifle, right? Which was garbage, yeah. Alright, so let's go up there. Hello, friend. Are you? Okay. That was strange. But, yeah, I'm interested to talk about this, because there's some things that I think definitely changed developmentally wise with, this game versus the first game. And I know this is technically just a standalone DLC. But again, I think there's some interesting and major differences between the two. It says there's supposed to be a... Oh, never mind. I know that it's at. It's inside of here.
Come on in.
Okay. Hi, Scratch. Camera. The camera recording a camera. A reflection, yeah.
This is what you look like. Does that bother you? I bet it does. I'm not just wearing your face, you know. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a lot of you and me. All the best parts. At first, I was just an idea. But they kept telling all those stories about you. You already had that rep. And then you disappeared mysteriously. And then, the stories about bad, crazy Alan Wake came true. And here I am. That's the best part, isn't it? When that happens. You can always count on Cauldron Lake. I'm just as real as you are. And I'm the improved version. No fears, no doubt, no weaknesses, no self-deception here. I don't let anything drag me down. I know you like I know myself. I know it bothers you that I'm like this, that I use your name, crawl my way into your life. But I only do it because I'm better at being you than you ever were.
Yeah, see, it's interesting because it seems like Mr. Scratch, every time we go through these like loops, is starting to lose more and more of his edge, and I think that's because he feels like he's losing more and more of his control, which is what his whole identity is structured around, right? It's that structure of power.
We need to protect the telescope, or we can't complete the signal.
I will do that as soon as I get ammo. Can I get off of this box, please? Okay. Okay, ow, ow. Player, please. Thank you. Okay, flashbang works too. But, yeah, it seems like every time we go through this loop, Scratch is becoming more and more reserved. And I think that's because he feels like he's losing control. Because he knows Alan's up to something, right? He thinks he's set a trap for him, but Alan seems to be very, like, persistent. And I don't think he likes that very much. Oh. Okay, this sequence is a little rough. Yeah, that's a little rough. Mainly because we didn't have the ammo at first.
You need to protect the telescope, or we can't complete the signal.
So I think it's best if we... stay like right here in this corner. And let them come to us. But, okay, more people coming out. There's some rock playing in the background. Alright, so... let's reload again. Get some ammo out of here. Okay. So now we just gotta wait for the elevator. Yeah, like, sorry the music is so low, it's just, I don't know if it's copyrighted. One of our pieces of Alan Wake 1 got flagged by YouTube, so I'm just turning down the music.
Are you alright?
I'll live.
I'm glad. I'll send the lift down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly. But technically, if this really is a loop in time, why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
Okay.
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met hardcore physicists.
Fair.
I'm glad you're in such good spirits, but...
The signal! Yes, it's completed.
Finally. If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really, Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No. You can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could—
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
Okay.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own word.
All right.
I'd found her film from the pile of containers in the back. I'd threaded it into the projector.
Ah.
I swallowed hard.
I was wondering.
Screen, hearing her voice. The sunrise I remembered so well, only moments away. And then Mr. was there, nailed by the projector's beam, caught in his own trap. He shouted at me, first in confusion, then rage. And then the sun came up and things started to burn.
Okay. I wanted to make sure we did that, because the fragments are what we're going to have to do at the projection booth.
And when the time comes, they will be enough, or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation.
So the last thing that we have to change at the projection booth is the movie playing, and it has to be Alice's movie. Interesting. So that's the only spoilers we really get.
Once more, we return to the drive-in. If he's aware of the absurdity of arming oneself with a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself, he doesn't show it.
Oh, interesting. We're starting at the power
man
plant.
Has a share of weaknesses, perhaps more, but cowardice is not among them.
We're starting at the power plant instead of on the opposite side. That's interesting. Gonna check around, make sure we don't miss any pages, because how many pages are we missing here? We got 4. Focusing the beam, Serena, Mr. Scratch, the clothes, and Alice's film. So we just need to keep our eyes open.
Oh, you got yourself a little plan, do you?
Yes, I do. It's called Shotgun the Taken. Okay. So it wants us to go that way, so I'm gonna go check over here. So that's where the power's at. Oh, I didn't realize you could reset those guys like that. Okie dokie. I would say I heard one more. That should be the last one. Alright, let's find these pages. Not seeing any. At least not around the power plant, which means they're probably all up near the drive-in. I'm gonna guess there's probably one with Serena. So... okay. Again, we're just double checking, make sure we don't miss out on any ammo or anything cool. Okay. Let's get back into this. Okay. So we need to find the 4 pages, was it? Yeah, four pages. Oh, timed that terribly. Still a grenade. Okay. That was a pretty good use of a grenade, I think. Go over here to the checkpoint. Oop. Alright, so now we need to go around to the other side. Go that way. I thought there was a path over here. Guess not. Alright. I saw something. Okay.
You're never getting out of this wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life.
Oof, 2 big guys. Wow. Okay. Alright, so let's go this way. Again, we're trying to find all these pages. What is this? Assault rifle. Yeah, the assault rifle wasn't that good either. How many of these do we have? Oh, I think we have the perfect amount, which is good. Because I think there's only 3 of the poles that come out of the ground. hello.
I don't know what you think you're doing, but I'll send you right back to the beginning.
Okay, there's a page over here. Okay. Let's grab this page. Serena,
When the
Mr.
dark man's
Scratch.
eyes suddenly locked into Serena's, she flushed hot. They ignited a black fire in her. He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt. Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror, but the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic in it. "Pay attention," he said. "Business first." His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
Oh my. Checkpoint reached. Oh, now the film's upside down. Alright, let's find these last pages. Guessing there might be some in the parking lot, but I want to get back to Serena. Because with the power on, it starts clearing her head. And then she was able to kind of tell us some stuff. So... Okay, so no page up here. Can we get in here? No. Okay. Didn't think so, but... Thought I'd double check at the very least. Okay, nothing over there. Thankfully, they did a pretty good job with level design and have like landmarks for where you could potentially find pages and stuff. Okay, we really need to get to this checkpoint so we can heal. Okay, there is a page up this way. Alice's film.
I held the film canister in my hands. I saw her name written across it in big letters, followed by the title. It was a time capsule, moments snatched from times gone by, from a past that I hoped could also be our future. It was my salvation, our chance to be together. A tin can with a bit of magic in it that she didn't even know about. Something I could put to good use. There were only moments left before I had to face him.
Okay. So we're still missing 2. Let's go check on Serena. Yep, there's one in here with her, as I expected. Oh, actually, it's over... Where's this at? Oh, it's over here. The clothes.
The clothes I wear now I shaped from dreams and memories. It's an old outfit, originally from the 90s. The last time I wore it was when I was still writing and Alice and I took a vacation in the desert before our troubles began. The night before, we'd been at a party, and I had dressed to the nines. On that lazy day, I put on these old clothes, worn and comfortable. Alice made a joke about grunge. I felt a little embarrassed, but I stuck with them. We were very happy. I'm sheathed in good memories to remind myself of what is at stake.
Very smart. Very smart. And see, it's interesting because he said the night before we had been to a party and I was dressed to the nines, which is exactly how Mr. Scratch is dressed. So, and we know he had some problems early on. when in his writing career, so it's interesting that we're seeing that. Yeah, let's grab these flares. We're gonna need them. Because I don't think... Oh, we do have enough of those. Good.
Oh, hey.
I'm hoping I can put an end to this now.
You'd better. I really don't want that to happen to me again. It's like somebody vomited in my brain, like a sleazy movie that keeps looping in my head.
We actually missed that on the second loop.
I swear.
You know the part that's really screwed up? If you mess it up, it'll just keep happening forever, right? I don't think I can deal with that.
Don't think about that.
I don't think of anything but.
Hey, afterwards, when all this is done, look me up. This thing, I can probably help you deal with it.
I don't know. It's almost like I'm not even in the same world anymore. Everything's just weird now.
Yeah, I know. A lot of that'll pass with time. But being touched by the darkness, it's rough on you. It's a lot to process. And I just don't want you to get completely screwed up by this.
Might be a little late for that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there's degrees. At least you're not at a point where you go around picking fights with people over not changing their light bulbs often enough.
What?
Never mind. All I'm saying is, you're not alone with this. And anyway, you're friends with Alice, so, you know, any friend of hers.
Thank you.
That's a reference to the well-lit room lady. Okay, let's listen to the radio.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the third part of our pre-recorded interview with Serena Valdivia and renowned photographer Alice Wake. So, tell me about the film.
It's called Sunrise, and it really wasn't something I ever thought of as an actual film. It was
That
just
explains
footage,
it too,
things
yeah.
I saw and happened to shoot. It's not a medium I'm very much at home with.
You shouldn't put yourself down. You've got a great eye.
Maybe, but experience is another thing.
Because you're primarily a still photographer.
Yes, exactly. So I'm really used to thinking of the world in terms of snapshots. I frame something and try to pick the right moment, and then reveal that moment to people. Moving images are a different story. I'm still learning a lot about it, to be honest.
So, this is a new thing for you?
Or maybe I'm just a slow learner. But showing it like this is definitely a new step for me. It's a little weird taking something this intimate and showing it to everybody. Not that the material itself is somehow shocking. It's just that those were private moments.
But that's why it works, because it feels genuine. It's not so much a story as it is a sort of an echo, showing us how you saw your husband at the time. It's not really about the sunrise itself or Alan watching it. It's about you two together.
I suppose. It's funny, looking at it now, especially now that it's been edited like that. It takes on a life of its own, almost. It's a kind of a fantasy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're right. I'm glad you talked me into it.
Okay. And remember, the other voice we hear is this lady here. So, Serena. Okay, so we need one more page. One more page. It said, like, directing the beam. That's what it said. So I'm guessing it's somewhere in this vast, parking lot. With a drive-through. Maybe in that building over there where the TV's at.
What? You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a difference? This'll end up just like before!
We'll worry about those on a bit. Right now, we are focused on finding this last page. Like I said, I'm guessing it's probably going to be, yeah, near this building. Okay. Oh, it's literally in front of the TV.
I've been around for a while now, you know? While you've been indisposed, stuck in the darkness, I've been busy. I operate in the shadows. Not always literally, you understand. I'm a little more resilient than those I've taken, but I do my best work in the dark.
I like that it keeps flipping the light on and off.
And there's so much darkness out there. It goes deep. And the things that live in it are fast, big bastards. They don't mind getting a little bit of elbow room. All that chaos and madness, it doesn't really do that much down there. It's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean, right? But up here, yeah, you can really make an impact. All they need is someone to bring them all the way through. But first, I had to take care of you. You party pooper. You're stuck in an eternal cycle now. The sun's never coming up for you. Everything else? Doing my thing, getting a bit of quality time with Alice. It's a little something for me. And I deserve it.
Interesting. Okay, let's listen to this. Focusing
There's more to fighting the Taken than just burning away the darkness that protects them. When I'm fighting for my life, I find myself slipping into a state of intense concentration that makes the beam of my flashlight seem more powerful and focused. I used to think it was just my imagination, something brought on by the adrenaline and fear of death. But now I'm not so sure. I've been touched by powers that I can't begin to truly comprehend. And they've left a mark. I'm starting to think this might be a part of it.
Okay. Yeah, we know kind of about that from the first game, that there are people like that. Okay. Let's shut down these towers once and for all. Okay, I see you over here. I'm not gonna let you walk up behind me. First fountain. Oh, there's 4 fountains. Oh, we can. There we go. And grab this. Yeah, the flare gun is extra capable of taking these things out. As long as you hit it like right in the base, it basically takes the whole thing out. That's all the things, right? Yeah, we got all the pages in American Nightmare. Yeah. Conserving our flare gun ammo for that was very smart. It's interesting, he said the sun will never rise, and the name of the film is Sunrise. So... to put in the code, wrong button.
Again, the champion of light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
Okay, so the only thing that was added was, was the film, so... Okay, let's check. Late at night, summer was almost over, film noir posted with a spotlight on the fire extinguisher, and Alice's film. So we gotta find Alice's film, I guess. We gotta find the film. Put it on the projector. Ah, there it is. Oop. I'm guessing it's the center one. Oh, maybe it's this one. Alright. Here we go.
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No! You can't do this! All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go for. It's my turn now. It's my life. It's my life.
Interesting. So the film changed because this is how he was dressed. Remember, he said he dressed in this after.
Is it really you?
It's really me.
How? I love you.
I love you.
The thing is I don't think he makes it out of the dark. Remember, he said film and writing was just like a sliver, like it would crack the door open.
A man, two lovers, held apart for far too long, enveloped in the light of a glorious dawn. They both feel it. He's home at last.
Well, maybe he did make it home.
Are these actual events, or merely a dream? A memory, or a glimpse of what is to come? One thing is certain. This scene takes place in another time, and another place, far, far away from Night Springs.
Instead of in Night Springs, that's from Night Springs. Very nice touch. I like that. PC version, in case you're wondering what version we were playing. Alright, so that looks to be... I'm going to go ahead and mute the audio just in case it's copyrighted music. That was good. That was actually really, really good. Like I said, I heard some people really didn't like the looping mechanic, but it doesn't waste your time, right? It once you do the first loop all the way through, the 2 consecutive loops are shorter and shorter, right? And again, this is meant to be a pretty short thing. It's a standalone DLC. It was never meant to be like a huge full game, I don't think. Yeah, I really liked it. I really did. It's interesting because I want to talk about. Let's see. Can I skip this? Okay, it just takes us back here. So let's switch over to chatting just real quick, and we'll talk about Alan Wake's